We have a very special guest in our Zoom studio tonight. Um, I call him the resident weatherman. Whenever I am in need to know a couple of things that I don't understand, I call this guy. His name is Raf Scremin, and he is screaming to us today about the weather. Raf, the weather is in turmoil. What on earth is happening?
Morning, Werner, and morning or evening rather to all your viewers. Yeah, it is, upside down. But it's all due to this weather system that we've got that's busy playing its role called La Nina. So we've got the two. You've got El Nino, which is the male version, and La Nina, which is the female version.
How on
She,
earth is weather systems male and female? Is it
well,
temperamental or not, or how does it work?
you know what? Just to keep the peace in the family, I'm not gonna go into that. But yeah, they've decided that La Nina is the one that is the wet one. That's the one that brings us the wetter weather. Put it that way, and it goes in cycles. It's never a fixed pattern. It can be anything from 3 to 7 years, either way. They always say there's a 7-year drought and a 7-year wet, but it's not always 7 years. It can be less in some instances. So basically, that's what it's at the moment. We in the full grips of La Nina. She's doing her thing, and we've seen it over the last week.
Okay, so explain to us, and you've got some graphics to share with us. Explain to me, how does it work? What is normal? What is not?
Okay, it's a global thing. It affects weather all over. So I'm just going to open up one of these files, and then we can explain it. Okay, there you go. So this is now a normal year, and you'll see that El Nino and La Nina is basically it's based in the Pacific Ocean. Can you see my cursor moving there?
Yes, we can see the cursor. Okay. So I see some red arrows and a blue arrow coming from the bottom to the top. And so what does that mean?
Exactly. So now this is the Pacific Ocean over here, as you can see. And when it's in a normal year or in the El Nino effect, the ocean actually warms up. This is why they show it more in a red zone. So the ocean warms up, and what it does, it actually changes the direction of the winds. They call them the trade winds.
Yeah.
So you can see in a normal year, you can actually see it's going from east to west. And then if we just scroll down to El Nino, they go from west to east. So west to east, this is what brings you your dry years. And then as we go back normal, it reverses and it goes from west to east. And when it picks up to La Nina, this becomes even stronger. So it changes all the trade winds. So with a normal or La Nina effect, you've got all the trade winds coming across towards us, towards Africa. And that brings obviously all the tropical the tropical moisture comes in from this side. So it's all regulated by that system that's based there in the Pacific. You think to yourself, it's 15,000 kilometers away, but it affects us all, eh? So it's an interesting fact. Now, this is going to be, or it's predicted to remain as is, probably until April.
With a lot of rain over Africa.
Yes. We're going to have rain specifically for us. Other parts of the world are going to have drought. Australia also, same as us, they're also having a hell of a lot of water at the moment. So it affects the weather throughout the whole world. Anyway, so it's going to be there till April, they say, and then it should start warming up again, and it's going to go slightly into the El Nino. So then, we're back to sort of the normal for the winter.
Is this normal weather patterns that's been like that always, or does this extreme weather patterns have anything to do with global warming and all those type of things, or is that how it is and how it was for the last 40 years?
No, I think global warming is something something totally different. This El Nino and La Nina pattern has been forevermore. Global warming is something that's man-made. I think the majority of it. So it's got nothing to do with it.
Okay, so just
it might it might just emphasize the fact that make it stronger instead of normal. But I don't know. I don't know how the two sort of affect each other, But this is the natural phenomenon.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
And global warming is, and global warming is man-made, I think.
Okay, so now we know that it's going to be wet for the next couple of months. So from an angler's perspective, the dams are already full. The rivers are already overflowing. So that's not going to subside within the next couple of weeks. It's going to stay like that for quite a while, and there's going to be more water coming. So we as anglers need to adapt for that. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The guys need to be informed. So they're going to, before you organize a trip, make sure you know where you're going, what rivers are affecting you, what dams you're going to be affected by. And we've got some info that we can give them. It's available on the Department of Water Affairs website. So before they go, they must just go look, see what the conditions are like. And, at the end of the day, you just got to take care as well.
Okay. Talk us through, help me a bit. I'm an uninformed angler. How do I get informed? How can I help myself with some decisions before I go out to decide where I go? Can I go river fishing? Must I go to the dam? How full is it? What information can I go look for?
Okay, before we get that, for the next 6 weeks, we're definitely going to be in the same pattern that we've had the last 2 weeks. So we're still in for a hell of a lot more water. The Free State, Northwest Province and Free State, particularly the Vaal Dam catchment area, they're predicting even as much as 250 millimeters from now till the end of December. So that's a hell of a lot of water. The guys must keep this in mind. So if you want to fish anywhere in the Orange or Vaal River systems, go into the Department of Water Affairs website and check and see. It's updated daily, so you can see exactly where you are and at what conditions you're going to be facing when you get there. Okay, and what I'm going to do.
Show us where to go.
Okay. Go into Google. All the guys need to do, they just need to type in DWAF. You can actually see it there already because I did a search on it earlier on. So there it is there, DWAF. And it will come up with these two searches here, DWAF dam levels and South Africa. So you click on the dam levels and then it opens up your menu here and you choose this one, dam levels, Department of Water Affairs. Click on that, and it opens up this nice little map. Now, from this map, if you choose any one of the provinces, it will open up for you a weekly. We're actually going to do it now. You just click on it. There we go. So it opens up a weekly table. You can see this one is updated on the 7th, which is last week. Now, they update every Tuesday. So later today, if you go into it, you'll have the new levels. And if we go down and we have a look here at Vaal Dam, it says this week 91.3. Now this week was actually last week, so now we know that it's sitting at about 106%. So you can see it's not correct. So what we need to do, we just go back. You go into. In the top left-hand corner, we've got surface water homepage. Click on that one. Then it opens up this menu and we select unverified data and forecasts. Okay, now it opens up this page and it gives you up on top all the, this one's based on flow areas. So it's not quite province related.
Okay. So
anyway, so now it's open on Vol Major. So if we scroll down, there we go. CR001 Vol. You can see currently it's sitting at 107.85%. That's the correct information. And you can see this was updated this morning at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
There it is there. So it's very accurate. They say it's unaudited, but these are all electronic flow gauges that they've got. And they're linked. So they're pretty accurate. If you want to see how much is going out of the Vol Dam, you can just have a look. You can find your, it looks like they've actually taken it off. Yeah, they've taken it off for some reason. Yeah, it normally says it, like this one, you take outflow from Groot Dry.
It is outflow from Vol Dam, just a little bit lower, 122.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
yeah, I missed it. So it's flowing over the sluice gates there at 1,200 cubics. So that's quite a bit of water. That's 1.2 tons. Sorry, it's 1,200 tons of water
per second.
Per second. that's a lot of water. That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, so you've got to basically look at these tables. If you take Vaal at Schoemansdrift, this is what's flowing into Bloemhof at the moment on the Vaal River. So that's the Bloemhof inflow.
That's why they're opening the sluice gates at Bloemhof now up to 2,200 cubics to make space for that.
Yes, but this is not where it ends, because Bloemhof has got two inflows. You've got the Vet River as well. So if you look at Vet River, is currently at 307. So you add the two together, you can see how much water you've got going in.
Yeah, so that's why this afternoon they are opening Bloemhof at up to 2,200.
Yes, so we can just scroll down and you can actually see, yes, Bloemhof down at the bottom here, sitting at 109%. And currently they releasing 1,500 and some change.
Yeah.
So basically this, so this can give you all the info you need. You go into it, if you know where you're going, you just check your dam levels, check your rivers. If you're fishing the Vaal River, you can see exactly where you are. If you're fishing Vaal River below the barrage, it's not, unfortunately, it's not on here. That falls under a different level. I just want to share this screen again. So for the guys fishing barrage and below the barrage. So now if everyone's got on Facebook, they just search for that Vaal Barrage hydrology page.
That's on Facebook.
This is on Facebook.
Okay.
These guys post every morning the flow rate for the Vaal Dam as well as the barrage. And you can see down at the barrage, down at the bottom here, we've got Vaal Barrage. He's currently flowing at 1,389 cubics. So if you fly fishing below the barrage, you're going to struggle.
So you're going to need a 3-ounce fly.
Something to that effect. Something to that effect. Yeah, so you can see all the info is available. It's there. You just need a bit of time just to go and look for what you need, just to stay safe.
Okay, great. So that's got a lot of good information. Raf, thank you for sharing. Just a last question from your perspective in terms of expected rains and lightning. Lightning has been a contentious issue as well. And with a lot of rain comes a lot of lightning. What advice can you give our viewers with respect to fishing when it's raining, when there's some lightning? And are there any tools to keep us safer? I know it's never 100% safe, but we are fishermen. That's why we're next to the water. Is there any advice that you can give our viewers?
You know, it's a difficult one because number one, avoid any tree. We know that is strike one. If you're fishing and you're using carbon fiber rods, which most of us do, I mean that is a conductor of note. You know, it's difficult to say the guys don't fish if there's thunder and lightning around. But you know, for your own safety, rather don't fish. If there's lightning around, rather just pull in your lines, leave your rods, wait for it to go by, and then cast back in again at a later stage. Within your car, say if you are by the water, rather get into your car. It does create a shell. So to a certain extent, it will protect you if you're inside your car. If you're sitting inside a tent, you're going to have no protection, unfortunately. So rather get into a vehicle if you're out there today. If you're somewhere where there's a building, well, that's even better. But yeah, when there's thunder and lightning around, I pack up.
Last question. Are there any apps or something that you know about that can help the guys to see or predict when there's some thunder on their way?
There are some apps around, but they're not accurate because they're based on possibilities. So there is some electronic gadgets available, lightning detectors. What it does, it actually, you remember lightning is a negative and a positive charge. When the two are strong enough, they link up and it creates your lightning. So with these electronic gadgets, what it does, it looks for the amount of charge that's around you. So as soon as it feels that charge is building up, it will set off your alarm. It will say to you, right, your static around you is now strong enough to bring down lightning. So then you know you must take cover. Unfortunately, I don't know who supplies these, but I'm sure Google will know.
Yes,
lightning detectors. Yes, a lot of the schools I know buy them because when they have athletics and rugby, the guys normally have them on the field, and if that thing sets off the alarm, they pull the kids off the sports fields. So they are available. They are out there.
Raf,
just need to look.
Thank you very much for sharing some insight on the weather patterns, and thank you for sharing a couple of maps where we can go and have a look on the internet.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's cool. They must just remember it's easy. Department of Water Affairs, DWAF, and the Vaal Barrage Hydrology. All the info is on there. You can go sit and play, and there's a lot available.
Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Welcome. You have a nice evening, and the viewers as well. Cheers.